Hey guys, alright, let's resume the action. I'm opening here with ace-3 offsuit to basically a min-raise. Take it down, that's nice. So we're in the final four of the 35k guaranteed, the 100 rebuy. We lost a pretty big pot right before the break where we made a float with queen-jack of clubs on a king 6-5, 2-diamond, 1 club board, and he check-raised all in on the turn, so that was unfortunate. Total me call. So he seems to actually be a more aggressive player than I initially thought. But either way, he seems to be a pretty good player. I don't think anyone at the final table is bad. Everyone seems to play fairly well. So hopefully we'll see some interesting hands. Everyone is a bit on the tight side, but definitely can do aggressive things and definitely have shown that they're capable of making some moves. So maybe Brew Live Crew is a bit of a nit, but Brew Live Crew seems to be a bit too honest, but definitely CUUM Dumpster, not he opens a lot, but definitely not a clown. He knows what he's doing. Total me call has owned us a couple of times. He's fairly solid, but seems to be sort of in for a penny, in for a pound. When he puts money in a pot, he seems to always be willing to go all in and win the pot. He did that against us twice and kind of owned us both times. So he seems to be playing very well. Here he continuation bets. CUM Dumpster calls. On a board like this, I think there's not that many good hands in his range, like maybe like 5-4 suited. But in general, when he calls there, most of the time I think CUM Dumpster has either a flush draw or just ace high, basically. I guess there he had a pair of threes. We can see what Total Me Call had. Total Me Call had... Here I'm definitely going to open. Total Me Call had Jack 8 off, so he didn't barrel the king turn. I guess that tells us a bit about him. I don't think it's mandatory to barrel the king turn, but I think most players would. Here we open again. We're definitely the most active player currently, but I mean that's fine. Once we get 3-bet a bit, then we can change that, but we've been getting good enough cards. Well, not really. I guess the last hand we opened with complete garbage, but there doesn't seem to be that many pots, so I think opening a lot is a decent strategy. People do fold a decent amount. Yeah, so I'd consider defending this if he min-raised, but I mean, also the ICM factor makes it definitely not a defend. This is a bit of an interesting hand. I kind of want to just go all in. It's definitely unexploitable too. Yeah, it's definitely unexploitable too, and I don't really want to play a pot out of position or like get in a tough spot where I open and he goes all in. I wouldn't know what to do. So I think they're just going all in in the first place is probably the best way to avoid any headaches. So here we're definitely going to raise. We've been a bit crazy. He's not going to give us a ton of respect, but nonetheless, I'm definitely going for it here. Yeah, I'm gonna make it fairly big just to make it clear that, look, buddy, you don't have any fold equity if you go all in. We're definitely calling you. I don't want to let him think he has fold equity, and that would just be bad for us ICM wise to get it in as a flip. So yeah, the king jack hand is, I know a lot of good players there would just raise, and a lot of players much better than myself would just raise there instead of shoving. I do prefer making big shoves a lot more than most other regulars. I just think, in that spot, just ICM, everything is bad about raising small. When you raise small, you have to full do a shove because it's ICM suicide to call. And, he can also call and play a pot in position pretty well for him. So it's just not a good spot to be in general. Brew Live Crew seems to be opening it up a bit. Total Me Call seems to be tightening up a bit, but this is most likely just short-term variants of cards. He hasn't defended much yet. He seems to be opening a decent amount, but Brew Live Crew never seems to defend our opens. So we'll see if that changes here. I guess it doesn't.